In the heart of ancient Mesopotamia, amidst towering ziggurats and swirling sands, a wealthy man embarked on a journey that would echo through the annals of history. While overshadowed by the fame of his son Abraham, Terah's tale unveils profound truths that reshape our understanding of a familiar story. Far from a mere footnote in the saga of Abraham, Terah's life brims with intrigue and conflict, laying the groundwork for one of the most consequential figures in religious history. Delving into his story reveals not just a father's legacy, but a touching reflection on unwavering desires for his children to inherit a better life. What secrets lie buried beneath the sands of time, and how do they influence the destiny of generations to come? Nestled between the life-giving rivers of the Tigris and Euphrates, ancient Mesopotamia thrived as a cradle of civilization, a place where human culture and knowledge grew amidst fertile lands. It is here in the Chaldean city of Ur Kasdim that our story unfolds, featuring a figure both wealthy and influential, yet enigmatic in the biblical narrative, Terah. Ur Kasdim was no ordinary city. It was a hub of grand architectural marvels and a melting pot of cultural vibrancy. The ziggurats reached towards the heavens, perhaps mirroring the society's spiritual aspirations and its deep-rooted religious practices. In this city, where every corner and crevice might have housed a deity, idol worship was not merely a ritual, but a way of life ingrained into the very fabric of its inhabitants. Among these was Terah, a man distinguished not only by his affluence, but also by his prominent role in society. Historical texts hint at Terah's deep involvement with these idols. According to the book of Joshua in the Bible, in the distant past, your ancestors lived beyond the Euphrates River, including Terah, the father of Abraham and Nahor, and they worshipped other gods. This passage reveals Terah's profound connection to a polytheistic belief system that dominated the city. Thus begins our story. In the heart of Ur Kasdim, where the people revered a pantheon of gods, including the Sumerian moon god, Terah stood as a pivotal figure. His life, deeply intertwined with the religious customs of his time, was marked by an enduring allegiance to idolatry. This commitment was not merely a personal conviction, but also a reflection of his societal role as a leader and influencer within a predominantly polytheistic community. Historians suggest that Terah was more than just a passive participant in these religious practices. Some accounts propose that he was actively involved in the creation and selling of idols, which implies that his livelihood was intricately linked to the very essence of pagan worship. However, the narrative of Terah is not without its tensions and contradictions. According to Jewish literature, in the Apocalypse of Abraham, Terah is said to have been conflicted by his craft and his faith, struggling with the paganism of Ur, but not sure of how to be different. The emergence of these beliefs in his mind could have begun to cast a shadow over the established polytheistic systems that he had followed previously. These emerging beliefs presented a direct challenge to the traditional practices that the city embodied. As a leader accustomed to respect within his community, the shifting spiritual landscape might have placed him in an increasingly uncertain position. The societal pressures on Terah might have been immense. As a patriarch and a merchant of divine deities, maintaining the status quo was crucial not only for his social standing, but also for his economic well-being. The community's expectation for him to continue in the footsteps of paganism could have been strong. Deviation from this path could mean not just personal loss, but also social banishment for him and his family. The internal conflict Terah faced was compounded by external factors like family dynamics and societal pressures. The death of his son Haran during this time also added another layer of complexity to Terah's narrative. His mourning possibly triggered reflections on his beliefs, leading him to grapple with existential questions about faith and purpose. In the wake of profound personal loss, and amidst the swirling currents of ideological change, a pivotal moment arose that would redefine the trajectory of Terah's life, and, by extension, the spiritual lineage of his descendants. This critical decision was Terah's choice to leave Ur, the bustling epicenter of idol worship, and embark on a journey toward a new beginning in Canaan. Genesis 11:31 tells us that Terah took his son Abram, his grandson Lot, his daughter-in-law Sarai, the wife of his son Abram, and they set out from Ur of the Chaldeans to go to Canaan. The departure from Ur was not merely a physical relocation. It symbolized a profound break from past traditions. For Terah, this decision likely involved an intense internal struggle. To leave Ur meant turning away from a life of considerable influence and economic stability, a life deeply rooted in the prevailing polytheistic culture. Yet, something compelled him to uproot his family and seek out a different path. The reasons behind this monumental move are shrouded in mystery and speculation. Perhaps it was the socio-political changes within Ur or a personal revelation that prompted Terah to reconsider his beliefs and the future he envisioned for his family. The journey from Ur was not just a departure from a physical location, but a venture into the unknown realms of faith and belief. Traveling along the majestic Euphrates River, Terah and his family followed ancient trade routes through the Fertile Crescent, a region lush with life and history. This route was not just a path through land, but through layers of cultural and spiritual significance. However, the journey took an unexpected turn when they reached the point where the Balik River flows into the Euphrates. Instead of continuing along the trade route that would lead them towards Canaan along the Mediterranean Sea, Terah took his family north towards Haran. This decision to stop at Haran, after traveling almost 600 miles from Ur, and with about 500 miles more to go to reach Canaan, is shrouded in mystery. Several factors might have influenced Terah's decision to halt in Haran. The grief for his deceased son could have weighed heavily on him, making a full journey to Canaan too burdensome for his mourning heart. Alternatively, Haran's strategic location at the crossroads of two major trade routes might have presented an attractive opportunity for Terah to establish himself economically and continue his craft in a new setting. The stop in Haran thus represents another layer of change in Terah's journey. It was here that he decided to settle temporarily, creating a new home in a land that was still foreign but promised new beginnings. This pause in their travels was not just a relief from the physical strain of their journey, but also a moment of reflection and potential redirection for Terah's family. Terah's journey, both literal and metaphorical, came to an end in Haran, where he spent his final days and passed away at the age of 205. This conclusion of Terah's life in Haran, rather than Canaan, is significant not only for its historical implications, but also for its symbolic resonance. Haran served as a middle ground, a place where Terah could reflect on his past in Ur, while contemplating a future that he would not live to see. His decision to settle in Haran, whether driven by grief, economic strategy, or spiritual contemplation, effectively positioned his family on a path towards the true God. The Bible recounts that it was after Terah's death that God called upon Abram to continue the journey to Canaan. This directive from God marks a pivotal continuation of the journey that Terah had begun but could not complete. It underscores a transition from old beliefs centered around idol worship to embracing monotheism and the one true God. Abram's eventual migration to Canaan can thus be seen as a fulfillment of a path that Terah had set in motion, one that would lead to the true God of Israel.